Well, we're going to be back at it again today, and today we're going to start on our dinette tables, which lower and convert for our bed. And in the meantime, I got the pedestals for my tables, and let me show you those. So these are aluminum, and they come in 3-piece. So this one will attach to the bottom of the table, and this part will attach to the floor. And I can take the table on and off and drop it down as I need to make up the bed. So I have 2 of these. I've got one for the front and one for the back. And we're going to go ahead and cut our wood for the front table, and we'll cut our wood for the countertop. I won't cut the piece for the back yet because there's one little, probably just another little cabinet or cubby hole space that I want to make, because in a travel trailer you can never have too much storage. So anyway, I bought these local from a little store down the road, Madras Marine. Went in, talked to Gary and told him what I needed, and looked through the books and ordered these, and they were in about a week. So anyway, these are just and they're very, very light and very sturdy. So these are going to be just right for what we're planning on doing. So let me give you a shot of that, what they look like just standing there, and then give you kind of an idea when it's dropped down. So anyway, with that, we'll start. So this is where the first pedestal is going to be placed, somewhere in that proximity. Once I get the table cut and situated on top, then I'll know exactly where to put the base on the floor so I can get it all attached. But that's gonna look pretty good, and it leaves just the right amount of leg room, so when you're sitting down, you have plenty of leg clearance. And then our second one, of course, is going to be back here. And on the back wall down here, probably about 12 inches out, I'll build another box for storage, and that can hold anything I want, blankets, pillows, things like that. And I still have the railing to put on the edge here, just like I did on the front. So at this point, we are going to cut our countertop. We'll get that countertop cut and trimmed to fit. We'll also cut the table and get it trimmed to fit, and probably on this edge here, like most trailers, I'll have to notch one side or maybe both to make it look symmetrical, and that way you can have ease of getting in and out. And then once we get the countertop on, then I've got my formica here, which you can't really see too well, but we will sometime this weekend hopefully get that laminated on. We will see. So with all that said, let's go ahead and begin cutting our wood, and we'll set that up there and see what it looks like. Alright, stay tuned. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to measure the distance between seat to seat, and I have about 26 and 9/16. But I'm going to leave a little gap on each side, maybe about 1/8 or plus, and so I'm going to set my saw at 26 and 3/8, and we'll cut a little rectangular piece of wood, and then we'll take a look and see what we got to trim after that. So next is setting up the saw. We'll get our piece cut, and we'll set it up there and see what it looks like. So here is our first rough cut. So you can see how it sets on the bottom of the table just like that, and provides good support. I cut the table the full length of the railing here, which was about 36 3/4 of an inch. Then when I set it on the table, because it raises up from the bed, it is going to overhang by probably 1.5 inches or so, because here's the bottom of the rail, and then we've got this much. So what I'll end up doing is trimming back the edge, so this will actually be pretty much flush with the face here, going across, and then we will mark and angle this section right here. And I think that's going to look pretty good. I might do that on both sides, just for symmetry. And that's going to look pretty good. So while it's sitting there, I'll sit down on it and show you what it looks like when somebody's seated and how much height we have. So if company comes and it's time to have some dinner, then we can sit right there, and that's going to be great. It's not too much of an obstacle under the table. And then I'll give you a shot of the leg room under here. But yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Right. Or whatever tickles your fancy. So cool. All right, that's coming out pretty good. And like just like my cabinet doors, I think I'm gonna keep it this color and varnish over it. And I will probably use the edge banding around the edges, just like I did on the cabinet doors. And I think that's going to look pretty nice. We'll give the corners some nice large radius, so it looks decent. Okay, coming along. Stay tuned. All right, so here's a little bit of a shot of the leg room. So when you're seated at the table, that's what it's going to look like. I got plenty of clearance under the legs, and play footsies or whatever you want to do. Anyway, that's turning out pretty good. Next, I'll lower the table down and show you what it looks like with a full-size bed. Okay, so we dropped the table down, and once we do trim the back edge back, it'll sit back behind here a little bit, which is not a big deal. So now we'll put the cushions out and see what that looks like. Maybe lay on that bad boy and see how it feels. All right, give me a second. So there it is, all laid out, nice and pretty like. So I'm gonna crawl up on that thing and see how that feels. Lay on it. I know it's gonna feel good. All right, give me a second to set up. Okay. Time to take a nap. Oh. Yep. It's gonna feel real nice. Perfect. If I didn't know any better, I think I built this trailer for me. It's just my size. Whew. Yeah, that feels good. Doesn't sag or anything in the center, and I noticed. And I am definitely not bottoming out with these cushions. Perfect, man. I need some pillows and a little blanket, and I'm good to go. All right. That's our bed. Ooh, it's coming along. All right, here's where we are so far. So I got the countertop cut, and it sits flush with the edge. And I've left a little overhang here because I'm gonna scribe that, and I'll take a router and trim that real nice. And then I will have a molding on the front once I put the laminate on top, and that will finish out the cabinet top. And I think that's going to look pretty good. And at some point I will have a sink in here, and then we've got our table cut and trimmed back. The next step would be to angle this side here, so as a person comes in, they'll be able to get in, because you know, a couple inches. Never met anybody that skinny. So that's looking pretty good. And then the next step is to make my little storage area here in the back, and then we can cut this table and get it in place, and then make our bed, and that's gonna look pretty good. So cool. It's coming right along, slowly but surely. And yeah, I'm liking it. Alright, so I'm going to set that table up and stuff, get a couple of pictures, and I got to make a few errands downtown and come back and try to work some more. So stay tuned.